Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, Premier Peter Gutwein says he's cautiously optimistic Tasmania is transitioning away from COVID as case numbers and hospitalisations continue to plateau. But mask wearing could remain a part of daily life for a while longer. Public health warning it's one of the best forms of protection to stay safe.
No new deaths and no patients in ICU. 726 new cases today.
The trend is heading in the right direction at the moment.
The Premier hopeful Tasmania is phasing out of the pandemic, confirming there could be major changes coming to the Check-in Tas app.
Review is underway to determine whether the app should remain in place only for certain high-risk settings such as aged care hospitals, large mass gatherings or festivals.
Labor and the Greens say that decision could prove dangerous.
This is a terrible situation because it doesn't give us any certainty about the numbers of people who are infected, where exposure sites are and how people can reduce their infection.
It's still a very valuable source of information for individuals to have to continue to check in so that they can do their own contact tracing.
Among National Cabinet discussions today, a possible spike in cases as winter approaches and as school surveillance testing ramps up, but no changes to ATAGI advice about mandating the third jab. More than 95% of Tasmanians aged 12 and over have had 2 doses of the vaccine, but health experts say a third dose is required to navigate the road out of COVID.
It remains tremendously important that we finish the job with the vaccination so that the people who are eligible for boosters get boosted. That's going to keep them out of hospital and keep them out of intensive care.
Public Health urging Tasmanians to make an appointment across state clinics to stay safe in trying times. Ainsley Kosh, 7 Tasmania News.
Authorities have revealed the swimmer who died at Launceston's Cataract Gorge was from interstate. The body of the 22-year-old woman was recovered yesterday from the First Basin, a day after she had gone missing while swimming with family and friends. Police say an investigation into the cause of the incident has been launched and a report will be prepared for the coroner. An East Devonport man charged with murder will remain in custody after facing a magistrate for the first time. Dane Ronald Pike did not enter a plea after being accused of taking the life of a 59-year-old Sprent man. Josh Duggan has the details.
Dane Ronald Pike today fronted the Devonport Magistrates Court, charged with committing the murder of Dean Jupp at his property in Sprent on Sunday. The 25-year-old did not enter a plea and was remanded in custody. The accused is facing 6 charges in total, including burglary and aggravated burglary. Court documents show Pike allegedly stole 2 CCTV cameras, a mobile phone and a hard drive. He's also facing firearms charges, with police alleging he stole 3 guns from a safe in the victim's caravan. Pike was taken into custody on Monday night by Tasmania Police's Special Operations team at a property on Stephen Street, East Devonport. It followed an extensive investigation on the site of the alleged crime at Chilcots Road. The Tasmania Fire Service had initially been called there on Sunday night with reports of smoke. After extinguishing a lit car, a volunteer firefighter found a deceased body a short distance away with significant head wounds. Mr Pike is due to face a magistrate here again on the 22nd of February.
Hobart's median house price has hit a new record high as the city's real estate market continues to boom. Domain's latest report has shown an 8.7% increase over the last 3 months. That's the second highest jump in prices across all Australian cities. Those looking to buy into the market can now expect to pay upwards of $700,000 for a property. E-scooters have been taken off the Sandy Bay Road strip following a collision with a rider and an elderly woman outside Brew Cafe. The footpath between Queen Street and Russell Crescent will no longer be available to ride on. A motion will go before Hobart City Council on Monday, debating whether the trial should be paused altogether. A Tasmanian pharmacy has been forced to close its doors for 6 weeks and relocate its vaccine rollout after significant flood damage. The owner is now calling on the local council to step up and help improve the drainage system in the area.
A shell of its former self, the Belrive pharmacy now completely gutted and back to square one.
A couple of customers have come past and asked how we were doing, and I think that's what upsets me the most because I can't do anything for them from here at the moment.
This was the deluge that wreaked havoc in the store just weeks ago, forcing them to pack up shop.
Selling anything from the shop is impossible. We can't dispense here. So we've had to transfer all of our things to a nearby pharmacy, Wentworth Pharmacy up the road.
Their COVID vaccine rollout also continuing in a different capacity.
Thanks to the kindness of the Belrive Yacht Club, we are using their meeting room to administer our vaccines.
This video was captured back in 2018 when they were subject to similar damage. And there are concerns 3 years has gone by with little action.
While you have people's homes and their businesses flooding regularly, I don't know how the council could have a higher priority than that, really. That's our livelihood and our family homes.
But Clarence City Council insists the problem is being solved with $30 million allocated in this year's capital works budget.
It is unfortunate and we're really sorry that this intense event has occurred before we've had a chance to get around to the repairs.
Claire expects the pharmacy will be closed for at least the next 4 weeks, with the damage bill now up over $100,000.
By the end of this year, I expect that the work will be done, that the stormwater system will be upgraded and that we won't have to go through this again.
While the resolution's in the pipeline, it's a case of too little, too late for some. Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
David Boone and extreme running don't often go together, but a new twist on Launceston's popular Balfour Burn is about to change that. The Boonie Burn is encouraging moustached starters to pad up for the gut-busting run and race for a prize befitting of the fastest boon.
Attaching the tash is just as important as tying your shoelaces in the Boonie Burn. And although upper body workouts have replaced the hardcore cardio more often associated with a runner, you could argue in this case it makes sense.
We've looked at the hill and we reckon it's a 52 can hill.
Whether they'll be flying up here or not remains to be seen, but after warming up with a cool beer, a raspberry of course for young Maxie, an adrenaline buzz, or some kind of buzz anyway, managed to kick in.
I know the event runs over a day. I'm giving myself a week.
The run is a fun addition to the regular Balfour Burn, the thigh-tearing trundle up Launceston's steepest street, which raises money for Disability Support Service St Giles. And the prize for the briskest boon perhaps comes as no surprise. A carton of beer is on offer for the lookalike who conquers the hill in the fastest time.
We're looking at people to put on their finest cricket whites and show off their moustaches, bring their bats, salute everyone as they cross the line at the top of the hill.
Registrations are open to join this first 11 and the light turns from amber to green on race day, Sunday, March 20. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's LGBTQ+ community is invited to shop for second-hand clothing in a safe space this weekend. It's all part of the Rainbow Clothes Swap made possible by City Mission. The event is an opportunity to help prepare for the upcoming Tas Pride Festival.
We work really hard to be a space that's not so gendered, and including, when we see someone looking fabulous, not using gendered compliments to make them feel welcome as well.
The shopping will begin at 5:30 on Saturday afternoon, helping to kick off 30 years of festivities in the state to celebrate diversity and inclusion.
The Jack Jumpers are under pressure to fix their shooting woes as they face another tough challenge tomorrow night. Coming off a 63-76 loss to the South East Melbourne Phoenix, the Jack Jumpers are up against an Adelaide 36ers side stacked with height.
We'd rather be where we are right now. Our defence is keeping us in games and hopefully as we figure some offensive things out, we'll win more of those than we lose.
It's just a matter of time before they start falling in and I guess people start picking on something else to talk about.
Will Magnay will be crucial after his standout game against the Phoenix. Tip-off is 7:30 tomorrow night at MyState Bank Arena. A shooting sensation from the US is set to line up for the Hobart Chargers this NBL1 season. The local outfit announced its first signing in small forward Wayne Stewart today. Coach Anthony Stewart expects the Philadelphia import to quickly become a fan favourite, all while bolstering the side's strength in the competition.
What this guy does better than most is he can shoot 50+% from the three-point line. So that's unheard of. You got to respect him. You got to get up and play D, and then he drives past you with his athleticism.
The newcomer will wrap up a season in Norway before making his way to Tasmania, as the club looks to regain its winning ways showcased last season before COVID forced play to come to a halt. Georgia Baker is heading into her world tour on a high after taking out the women's criterium at the Festival of Cycling in Adelaide. Baker says she owed the win to her new teammates at Bike Exchange Jayco, who helped her clamp down top spot.
It's been a couple of years since we've had a race like this, with the crowds being able to come out and watch and support the cycling. So yeah, it was really good and a really nice moment.
The 27-year-old heads overseas next week to begin training for cycling's famous Spring Classics in Europe.
Good evening, everyone. Showers over much of the state today, with Hobart reaching 26, 22 degrees in Launceston, Devonport 20 and 19 in Burnie. King Island, the state's top today of 30 degrees, 29 in Strawn, Flinders Island and Grove 25 and 17 in Lyowini. Extensive cloud can be seen over the majority of the state today, with embedded thunderstorms about the north, west and far south. Further out, extensive cloud is also over northern parts of the mainland, with more patchy cloud over central areas. Large parts of Western Australia are cloud-free. Tomorrow, a trough is crossing Tasmania as a cold front approaches the state from the west. A high over the Bight extends a ridge over southern South Australia, while the monsoon trough remains over northern Australia. North to northeasterly winds tomorrow 22-30 knots about the east, decreasing to 15 to 25 knots during the morning. And there is a strong wind warning current for eastern coastal waters. Showers and 26 in Hobart tomorrow, Huonville and Campania 30 degrees. Launceston humid and 29, showers and 24 in Devonport and Georgetown. 25 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, showers easing and 23 in Strawn, Wynyard 26. And in the east, 28 in St Helens, Swansea increasing showers and 29, and Port Arthur 26. And the UV tomorrow is reaching extreme 11s right across the state. On Saturday, showers and possible thunderstorms about the northeast during the early morning. Showers about the west on Sunday, mainly inland, but fine elsewhere. And on Monday, fine apart from the chance of showers about the north and west. Sunny and 35 in Perth tomorrow, possible storms in Adelaide and Melbourne, 28 in Canberra and Sydney and 35 in Alice Springs. And currently Hobart partly cloudy and 25, cloudy and 25 in Launceston and Devonport, cloudy and 20. And that's all in weather tonight, Lou.